just remember to click the live button.
Did I not get my little countdown? That's a shame. I think we're live. Let us know if we're live, guys. My countdown didn't start. It's really terrible.
Yeah, looks like they're seeing and hearing.
Lovely. Yay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to, I think we're productivity 6 of the Storytellers Hearth Weekend Relay. Technology is not our friend today. I'll let you know that. How is everybody doing?
I am ready to write.
We're writing words on there. Yes. I haven't written in a very long time, so definitely hoping this will get the fingers flying over the keyboard. Keiko's here. Hello. Alice. Madam Traffic Jam. Hello. Joanna. Look. We're all...
Wow. Thanks.
Thank you, Joanna.
So nice.
Dedication.
I think we're all lucky in the fact that it's like a decent time in the morning for us doing this. I can't imagine anyone who's still here at 5 a.m. America side, or again, even earlier, 2 a.m. So if you're here and still ready to write, pure dedication, well done. I could not do it myself. Let me pass over to my wonderful co-hosts. We'll start. That's the right way, thank God. We'll start with Emma.
I'm impressed that you pointed the right way. I always get that wrong.
So am I.
Hello, thank you so much for having me as a co-host, Sarah. My name is Emma Bennet. If you don't know me, I write contemporary romance, kind of Regency romance, children's picture books, non-fiction for writers now, and I'm going to be doing Nano for the second time this year, and that's probably what I'm going to be working on today. I'm plotting my Christmas book for next year. The working title is The Scottish Christmas. I'm also a freelance developmental editor and a writing coach, and I have a YouTube channel which will be linked down below, I imagine.
Yes, everything is linked down below for everybody.
And yeah, and I'm Katy-Rose. I write under the name of K.R. Green, and I write novels and short stories about magic, falconry, and human resilience, which I always find is fun to say because people are like, wait, what? And I have short stories published by Crystal Ink, Fox Spirit, and there's another one to be published at the end of this year. I did NaNoWriMo for 10 years. I've never lost it, but I've also then taken 2 years off and not done it for the last 2 years.
Wow.
And I don't know if I should do it this year. So I'm looking at all of my possibilities for Nano at the moment. Mm-hmm. I also have some indoor house bunnies who may run past on occasion. So if people like that sort of thing, I tilted my camera specifically so they'd be within show. So
but
that's your distraction.
New game,
if you're like, guys. I can't think of anything. Oh, what was that?
It's now a game for the live stream. If you see a bunny, stick it in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah.
And my name is Sarah. I am a writer who sometimes writes middle grade and YA fantasy, and you can find me very rarely at the moment posting videos over on my YouTube channel. I am taking part in Nano as well. I don't know what I'm doing. It's not a new story. It's going to be me rewriting an old one. I'll decide come November 1st what it is exactly that I'm going to be doing. There we go. I have too many projects, not enough time to work on them all, basically. What are you guys working on today?
Yeah, I'm just plotting for Nano. I might do some reading as well, though, because I've got a book that I want to finish before the end of the month, written by a friend of mine. So I might do a little bit of that, at least for the first sprint, while I finish my coffee.
Is that a published book, or is that like a beta alpha critique partner read?
It is a published book. I've been having so much fun this month because I got Kindle Unlimited, and so I've been able to read everybody's books that are on there. But I'm a little bit like, oh my goodness, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. So it's like, look, focused woman.
One at a time.
Yeah, and I want to finish this one so I can include it in like my monthly reading roundup video that I do.
about you? What are you working on?
Sounds great. Yeah, so I'm going to be flitting again as between looking at, do I want to do nano this year, looking through the ideas and things, because I have some years I've plotted it all like throughout October and then done it, and other days on November 1st I've been like, I think I'm going to do it this year, and I've just gone with it. So I'm just having a look through my ideas and seeing what's there. But I also coach creatives, and I've got some stuff to do on that end in terms of writing some non-fiction articles. So I'll be flitting back and forth.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll find my project in a minute. I still don't know what. That's really bad. Okay, so we are here for 2 hours. This is a productivity stream, so we will be being productive, whichever way you want to put it. If I can do math correctly, I think it's 80 minutes minimum we need to be sprinting for. So we're going to be, if I do have my timings right, 2 30-minute sprints and then a 20-minute sprint, which will get us just over the 80. There will be questions for you guys in the comments that we will pop up and answer in between each sprint, just for a little bit of a community chat. So we will get started with the first sprint. Let me hide that. And lovely. I know what I'm doing. It's fine. We'll use my Pomodoro timer because that's the easiest thing for me to use, and it will track my project as well, which is helpful. Right. So if everybody is ready to start, we will have the first sprint going in 3, 2, 1, and begin. Get out the camera. Hey. That was unfortunately timed. All right, so that was the end of the first sprint. What I want. Everybody do. Project targets. I got. My project targets. Oh, it's over here. That's why. 248 words for that sprint. I decided to work on my paranormal fantasy YA story because that seemed the most interesting at the time when I was trying to decide on what to work with. Did you manage to get some book reading done, Emma?
I did. I got some book reading done, and I went on an adventure into the workshop to get some bread out of the freezer for lunch with one of my dogs. So all manner of exciting things going on here.
Good. I saw a comment about the bunnies being very distracting.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to say I definitely let's turn my camera off at one point and go and pull one of them out of a place they shouldn't be, when they were just digging and chewing up the carpet. No, you're not meant to do that. Here's where you can do that. And put them in their digging tray.
Did you get much work done?
No.
No.
But I always find the first sprint I tend to flip. So like I've opened a bunch of like documents and I've like looked through stuff and then decided no, not that.
So preparation sprint, yes.
So the next one, I think I now know. Yeah, I'm back in my like novel seed, like the seeds of, I call it novel seeds document, which has all my like ideas on it and kind of like, okay, yeah, I know where I'm doing next.
Good. Chloe is working on a haunted house project. After his father dies, a teenager living in a haunted house seeks the help of a local clairvoyant and her brother to contact him one last time, only to find themselves trapped within the house. That sounds very interesting. I'm liking that. Outlining a pre-apocalyptic fantasy trilogy. My mouse is not working now. Terrible. I think I've been making some graphics for Instagram for the first sprint, and then I'm free to do some much needed last minute plotting for Nano. Yes, Nano is only in a few days now, isn't it? The apocalypse is happening during the story. Rooted Reinvention asked how many people consider themselves plotter, pantser, or plantser. Are we plotter, plantsers, or pantsers here?
Probably plotter, but it doesn't always go to plan.
Of course not.
Yeah, I do a lot of plotting, and then the amount of that plotting that actually gets into the story is quite little. So I would consider myself a plantser because I feel like, yep, I do a load of plotting, and then I use some of it.
It's nice guidelines for you to get where you need to go. It depends on the project I'm working on. So for this project I'm currently working on, it was sort of planted it. So I had like a general plot, and then I just made up everything in between. But for what my bunnies, for one of my other projects, it's a dark academia. That needs some serious plotting in order for me to get what I need to do. Heather is here. Hello, Heather. Alice has read about 15 books this month. How?
That's a lot.
How? I've read 2, which is shocking for me to read in 1 month because usually I read 2 a year.
I was going to say, I think I'm about 5 for the year at this point.
I've had a very good reading year this year. I don't know why. But yeah, usually I'm not very good at reading at all. My TBR pile's been the same for like the past 3 years now. Also been plotting project and brainstorming scenes and researching. Oh, my mouse. Heather's Dark Academia, Dark Fantasy, and duology running a standalone. Oh, my children are arguing. Yeah, here we go. Who knew animals that dig and chew everything like to dig and chew everything? Richard turned up. Hello, Richard. How are you today? Chloe is 466 words. There's no point in trying to hide. I get you. Just walk past like a normal person.
Why?
Why not? You're on the camera anyway. And Keiko is halfway through rewriting, restructuring a chapter, but still feel it's too long. Do you have a specific length you want the chapter to be to match the rest of the chapters, or is it just trying to get rid of content in order to streamline the plot and the story itself? Is the question. Alice binging books. Oh, okay. 65 books for the year already, and you started in June. Well done.
I'm going to stop commenting on how much I'm reading, because that is...
Stop.
Yeah, that is really good. Oh, it worked up.
Stop.
65? Nice. Yes. 65 is really, really good. Keiko was already 30k into the story, but the characters were still in an ordinary world, so needed to shorten and rewrite. Ah, okay. That sounds like fun. This is why I don't stream very often. The kids can get loud. Right. If we head into the second sprint, and I can sort my children out. Which one do I want? I want this one. Yes, I got it correct. Ignore that. That's just the break that it automatically gives me. Done. Right, so we will start our second sprint, Grumpy Grumpy, in 3, 2, 1, and begin. Okay, that is the end of the second sprint. How did everybody do? I managed to get rid of the kids, so that's a win for me there. I've done 523 words so far. I'm not doing maths to figure out which was the first sprint and which was the second sprint. How did you two do?
Yeah, I'm not counting words, but yeah, was able to at least focus. Although I did flip halfway, so I was looking at. I think I've tried to do it for Nano before, to be honest. I've got like a novel with 20,000 words already written, and then I reached so many plot holes that I couldn't write anymore, and I keep looking at it like 2 or 3 times a year. And I'm like, and I looked at it and went, yeah, this is still broken. And the rabbits are desperately trying to get out at the moment because they're not usually locked up at this time of day.
Yeah.
But I didn't really want them running around the whole room. So yeah, but yeah, definitely more focused.
Good. Matt?
Oh, I think that for the next sprint, you need to put Katie higher than me so that we can see the rabbits more, because some of the rabbits is kind of cut out.
Oh no!
So I think that should be the priority. Yeah, I think that's what we should do. I'm happy for me to be hidden, but the rabbits, I feel, are the important bits. There we go. That'll sort that out. I was given a new bullet journal as a present because I had a book out the other day, and so I was setting up my new bullet journal, which is always fun.
Yes, I usually do bullet journal. That was actually my next question. But yeah, I didn't bullet journal this year, but I'm determined to bullet journal next year. And my issue is always I get bored or I'm unmotivated to set up the next month. And I've done that now. But my plan was to set up the entire bullet journal before the start of the year, so I didn't have an excuse to not do it.
Nice.
And it worked sort of, and now I'm not motivated to do it because I've lost the dopamine for it. But we'll get back to it at the end of the year. I'll try to at least.
Sure. I started my bullet journal in January of 2021.
Yeah.
And I'm not even halfway through it, maybe, because I'm just not consistent with it at all. So yeah, I'm sort of I've used just over half, and it's end of 2023. That should be 3 years worth.
See, and that's where even if one bullet journal has not been filled out for the entire year, I will still buy myself a brand new one at the beginning of the next year, because then it feels like it's something new. Chloe wrote 413 words. It is a fresh start in a fresh book, and a lot of other pages wasted, but I don't ever write in notebooks anyway. So Madam Traffic Jam got about 500 words done in the background scene that they now think might be the introductory scene to the MC, except written from the brother's point of view to get to know him a bit better. That sounds like a good idea. Keiko's rewritten and shortened the scene where the protagonist meets antagonist / love interest for the first time. Do we know that they're the antagonist? Does the reader know they're the antagonist, or do we not know they're the antagonist? Because that's very interesting. What is it that you're struggling with? Ready? It's not the monthly, just the dailies. I do monthly, I don't do dailies. I just do then a weekly setup because I don't ever have a lot to put in it. Which is bad. Right, playlists or mood boards? Do you guys do playlists or mood boards for your novels?
I do neither. I just write them.
No?
A simple answer. I definitely have done both, but I tend to have playlists. I don't have playlists for like each book though. I have like a writing playlist, and it has like atmospheric type of music background. And then it was interesting in the comments. I was like, "Oh, I don't do mood boards," and then someone pointed out like, "Oh, for like scenery, and I was like, oh yeah, I've got like the picture of what the houses look like and what like how the landscape is and things.
Yeah, I use those specifically to describe them in my book because I suck at description. So I would much rather have a reference and describe the reference and then edit that into what I need it to be. It's a lot easier. So we've got a lot of playlists. Do we do lyrics with playlists, or do we just do instrumental for your writing playlist?
Mostly instrumental, although sometimes in other languages. So like things like Sigiros and things like that, where it's not a language that I know how to speak. So that is my kind of...
So you can't get distracted by the words. Yeah.
Yeah, can't kind of get too into.
Have you ever thought about doing mood boards or playlists, Emma?
It's just not me. I mean, sometimes I'll like look up pictures of something, like if I need some help with describing, like, you know, I don't know, like a big Georgian house or something. I might kind of look up some pictures of that. But honestly, I just don't have the time to be doing like playlists and mood boards and stuff. I'm like, I need to write. So I'm just going to write because I have, you know, like an hour. So that's what I'm going to do.
See, I'm bad. I do both. I've got like face claims for my characters. I've got what they wear. I've got scenery. I've got vibes. And then I've got a few playlists for a few of my novels specifically with vibes for the story. But I will sit there and go, I need to do some writing. I don't want to write. Let me just make a playlist instead.
But if that
let me just
works
scroll through
for you, that's great.
Takes away from the writing, which I really don't think I should be doing, but it's at least something to do with writing. Kit writes photography, does both. Yeah. Both on some projects, but they seem to distract me more than help with the setting, the mood. Yeah, they can do that. They can be very distracting. Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely find that if I have pictures of characters, then I end up losing bits of what I wanted, I guess. I almost like go too far into the pictures and not what my original plan was or thought was for how they were.
Yeah. So you are a visual writer then? So I will, if I'm imagining a scene, I sort of imagine it like I'm watching a movie or a TV show.
Yeah.
So I've got like a blank face and this is how they're moving and this is what their sort of facial features look like or their face, like they're frowning or something. And I use that to write what I'm writing. I can't just write it.
See, I think I do just write it, and
Yeah,
then when there's a
definitely
picture
kind of
there,
plays
then
in my head.
Yeah. Keiko, write it like it's just something happening because she's in a crowded space, but not making it obvious that the love interest is the protagonist. I'm very interested to see how that goes. Just noticed I can't write proper English in the chat for some reason. I feel like all writers have trouble writing proper whatever their main language is that they write in, to be fair. Earlier I wrote that one of my characters needed sheep and not sleep. And I write the word the and I spell it like 4 different ways. So don't worry, we're all right there with you on that.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. Right, so what are we working on for this final sprint?
I think I will actually probably work on my plotting now. I think I've relaxed enough. I think I need to, work on some nano stuff.
Yeah. Is this a brand new story for Nano? Or is it rewriting something?
Yeah. No,
What about you? What are you
it's a
doing?
brand new story. Except like I wrote the synopsis like back in April or something to submit it to my publishers so that
Yeah.
they could check that they were happy with it and I could get it signed.
Yeah. What are you going to work on? Have you chosen something, or are we going to flip to whatever seems interesting at the time?
I mean, I'm going to look through my plotting stuff, so I think I need to go back and look at my like Save the Cat and things like that, and the plotting stuff I use, and look at. I'm going to try and make this story work, or at least see if it doesn't work, and then at least I know it doesn't work.
Yeah. No, that sounds good. Right, I need a 20-minute sprint now, don't I? And stop you. Right, so if everybody is ready, we are going to start our final sprint, 20 minutes, and we'll go in 3, 2, 1, begin. Okay, that is the end of the final sprint. How did everybody do? I am very almost finished with this scene that I have been not writing for the past month. So yay for that. How did we get with the plotting and the save the catting?
I think I wrote
pretty
about
well.
100 words. Okay.
100 words, 100 words. I don't know how much. I'm just like, I'm not counting words, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good,
I
good.
haven't officially counted them, but it looks like about 100-ish across the page where I'm like, this could work, maybe this, maybe this.
Yeah. Did you manage to figure anything out?
I've got some possibilities, but I wonder if when I get to the next bit, it's going to then undo those possibilities.
Ah,
I've made
yes.
notes. We'll see. We'll see where we get. So maybe this will work. I've been working on this story since 2018 on and off, and then keep giving up on it, and then keep coming back to it. So
Yes. No, I know that feeling. Sometimes you like something too much, you just can't. You want to make it work.
there
You'll
are
get
times
there.
where I like have a bit of a, this would work, and then I go and try and put it in place, and it doesn't quite fit, and I'm like, oh.
That's annoying. Chloe did 335 words. Madam Traffic Jam got caught up making a map of the main camp in my story using Incarnate instead of writing. Gave me plenty of ideas. Yeah. Anything to do with writing is, in my opinion, writing, because it's still putting work towards your story, even if it's not physical words. And I say that so I feel better when I don't write myself. But there we go. Right, notebooks, journals, or bullet journals?
Well, I attempted this year to be cheap and use a diary rather than a bullet journal, because I was like, great, I won't need to like draw everything out. But it's literally fallen apart. And there's nowhere to write anything, and it's stupid. So bullet journal, but then like notebook for writing. Like each of my projects has its own dedicated notebook. You can tell that this is a new project because if you see, there are no olive oil stains or anything on there, which is give it a couple of months and this will be completely disgusting, and I'll be like not wanting to touch it because it will be so gross from where I've been carrying it around the kitchen while I'm cooking.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What about you? What do you use?
Do a mix. So I do a mix. So I've got my paper. I've got my big A4 paper and then my A5 paper for various things. And then I've got my bullet journal, 2 bullet journals, one of which I use as a bullet journal with actual weekly spreads that I never fill in.
Yeah.
And then one that's more like, I don't know, creative space.
Just writing stuff down in.
Yeah. Exploring ideas, exploring concepts a bit.
Yeah. I also cheaped out this year. I haven't done it since September, so most of the year, and got that instead of an actual bullet journal because I didn't want to fill in everything each and every single month. So that was working well for me. Notebooks I have, but I don't write in. They're just there to look pretty. Everything else just happens to be on, not that I can find anything on my desk, random pieces of paper that I just find and then scatter and then can't find when I need to use it. So not the best organizational way, but it works most of the time, I should say.
Are they blank bits of paper
to
to begin with? Because I find I end up writing on the back of like letters and stuff I get, and then I look at the letter and go, I don't need that anymore, and I don't notice the fact that on the other side it's got a load of scribbles on it.
Yeah.
And now I just like triple check every bit of post that I go to recycle, like, oh, that envelope, oh, it's just an envelope, wait, there's something written on the back.
Yeah, anything I can find, I'm just like, I'll just scribble on that. But yeah, just because I don't want to use my notebooks, I don't know why. I have plenty of
Oh.
them. I could use them, but it's like I don't want to ruin the notebook by writing in it. Because what if I make a mistake while I'm writing and I have to scratch something out, and I don't want to do that.
But you got to use the good notebooks. It's so fun.
Yes, I have a few that I use. I think I've got one that I'm actively using at the moment. Can't find it on my desk though. Which I did a lot of my rewrite and reread notes for one of my stories. And then I just Google docs when I plot or brainstorm, because I free write. I just find it easier to have it online, that I can access it anywhere rather than me forgetting to bring my notebook with me.
Yeah.
Which I do quite a bit. Okay, you got through the scene. Still not happy, but you got through it. You can rework it at a later date if you really need to, as long as it's done. Do you guys edit as you write, or do you write everything and then edit afterwards?
I edit as I write. I can't help it.
Yep.
Depends on the project. If it's a short story that I'm working on, which is what I've been focused on the last couple of years, I've kind of had a break from the longer term stuff, that I edit as I write. But most of the novels I write, I started writing through NaNoWriMo, so there was very much I've taught myself to don't edit the blank page, and even some of those early nano tips of like, if you would have got rid of that sentence because it's no longer right, make it red and then rewrite the sentence next to it, and you can still count all the words because you technically wrote all those words within the time frame and stuff like that. And I still find myself doing that on the longer form pieces. And I'm like, why have I written this sentence 4 times?
Oh, that's why.
So it makes editing more difficult, but it makes me feel really accomplished because I wrote 4 times as much words as I would have if I'd deleted it and rewritten it.
Yeah, I find when I'm writing for NaNoWriMo specifically, my sentences and descriptions are very, very long-winded to write as much words as I can, rather than making it sound decent. So I'll go back and rewrite it and be like, this is purple prose. I don't need all of this, and then I just delete like half of what I've written because I don't actually physically need it.
I actually did my first NaNoWriMo was 2009, and the winner thing was you got to have a create space copy of your NaNoWriMo novel. So I actually have my 2009 NaNoWriMo novel, which is horrific. But like I swear I wrote like the names of stuff, like the names of people. And every time I mentioned them, I was like, oh, this is Lady Kira of the Adirns. And I wrote that as her name every time. Like a whole time, because that's like 5 words. So like it's got
4 extra words for NaNoWriMo. No, I've gotten where I'm writing, and I've just written. I write the word elephant. If I'm trying to write and I can't think of the word I want, I write the word elephant.
I like that.
So it stops me from sitting there going, oh, what was the word that I needed? Because that wastes my time. But then when I go back to rewrite, I look at that word and I'm like, what word did I want there?
What was I thinking?
And I can never remember. I can never remember what I was actually trying to write, which is not good. But there we go. Right. We are coming up to 5 minutes before 12. So we are going to start heading out. I say start heading out. Not quite yet. There are 2 separate streams for the Storytellers Hearth Weekend Relay. There is the productivity stream, which is where you get all your writing done. And there is also the social stream, where if you need a break from writing, they'll be doing some sprints, but it's more happy community chat than anything else. The next productivity stream starts at 12. It is straight after this one. It is Anna Robbins. If you are using the playlist, it will automatically take you straight to the next sprint as soon as this one ends. So you don't have to worry about going through YouTube and trying to find the right way to go. If you're looking for a bit of a break, you can head over to the social stream, which is Charlotte Armstrong. She is currently on her social stream at the moment. Everything is linked down in the boxes for you if you want to head over to there instead. Are you guys planning on doing more writing today?
Yeah, I've got a social stream coming up later at 2 p.m. British time. So I'll get a bit done in that.
I'm not mathing that to English. 5 hours behind for anyone on EST.
Yeah, I'm not doing any more today, but hoping to pop into a couple tomorrow just as a participant.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have all of today and all of tomorrow for the sprints as well. Thank you guys for co-hosting with me. I really do appreciate it. And thank you to everyone watching. I hope you got some good words in. Do you guys want to do a little outro before we go?
Sure.
You
should go first. Me again.
Oh, pointless.
No. Thank you so much, Sarah, for having me as a co-host. It's been really, really great. I'm glad it wasn't any earlier than this, to be honest. I'm really not a morning person. I'm Emma Bennet. I write kissing books, basically, and non-fiction for writers. I have a YouTube channel, which is linked down below. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, do, because we have a lot of fun over there.
And again, yeah, thank you so much for having us. It's been great to be in this space. And I always love this. In fact, this is the 3rd October I've done this in a row for this kind of thing. And it just kind of gets me into the mood ready for Nano. Like, I love that it's the end of October. That's the one I always show up and do some streams with. But yeah, I'm Katy-Rose. I write under the pen name of K.R. Green. I'm a creative writer and educator. So I write fantasy novels and short stories kind of by day or by night, I guess. And then I also coach creatives and work in mental health. So a lot of that ends up going into my stories too. But I tend to be on Instagram, Twitter more than I am on YouTube at the moment, because I'm just not making videos at the moment. But yeah, Nano might change that. So yeah.
Yes, hoping. And I'm Sarah Cahill. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.